my face. Oh yeah. That's right. Welcome. Oh, you got a smile on his face. Good. Good. Very nice. Good. Walk it out. Good, guys. You did 1 mile. That's it.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone on Zoom.
Good morning.
Did you work out with us? I didn't see you.
No, I was having coffee, sorry.
Oh, okay. Let's drink coffee and work out.
Hi, Anna.
Hi. Happy Thursday morning.
Còn sớm quá, still early.
Good morning, Linda. Good morning. How are you, my queen?
I'm in Morgan Hill, babysitting.
Very nice. Important work.
Oh, so yesterday I saw an email from anh Đức sharing about the open house. So anyone help him to do an open house for him this weekend? Did you get the email from Đức?
Đức?
Yes. He asked for an open house support this weekend.
Nobody.
Linda. Okay. So, welcome everyone to join our training today. And like my email sending to you is the market crashing. What are you thinking? Hi, chị Katie. You just came back from the cruise. So okay, so what are you thinking about the market right now?
I think market needs to be correct.
Correct.
I don't know when, but very soon. Because the stock is like down to the bottom right now. I don't know how about, but I have a feeling the price has to be adjusted.
Did you invest on stock?
A little bit, but I bought the big guy, so I just leave it and just don't.
I see. So you leave it.
Yeah.
How about Alex? What do you think?
Well, very few visiting open houses, but there's still some more. Interest is still there. It's just that there are more inventory now than before, so they have a lot of choices. So giving them more time to choose, and then probably make an offer.
How about chị Uyên?
Yes.
What are you thinking about our current market right now?
The market right now is slow.
Slow?
Even though we open the open house, they have the buyer, but the buyers just started to see the viewing.
Okay.
So maybe the market maybe jam little bit.
Yeah.
We put up this one. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So right now, as the photos sharing, is market crashing. It's in purple. And today, I would like to introduce our expert, a Pacificwide CEO. He has some idea to share with you during our market right now, to cheer you up, to motivate you. So let's join him. For now.
Okay. Can we share this screen? Because I turned off this the other one. Okay, this one, right?
Yeah. So which one is the one you open?
And close the other one already. I think this was the latest one.
Okay, let me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, everybody, have a coffee. I'm gonna get coffee. Oh, do we have a cup here? Buy coffee, we didn't get a cup.
We have everything we tell you. Hi, anh Đức. Good morning, anh. I heard about your open house this weekend. Do you have any support, any agent to help you on that?
No, I don't have any now.
Yeah, so now it's a chance for you.
Agent, they request to pay,
No.
but I don't have money to pay.
You don't have money. Wow. Very interesting, but actually in-house, open house, normally we need the volunteers.
Yeah.
Because it's a benefit to both
Yeah.
sellers and agents, listing agent and the selling agent, right? So no need it. Anyway, we will post this online to see if anyone in that area is willing to do the open house for you. That's good?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everybody. So thank you so much everyone showing up today. You're showing up, it's telling me that you care. You care about what's going on, what's happening in the market, what's happening right now, and what is happening in our family. Let me tell you this one. I was an immigrant. I came to US in 1990, in November 1st. At that time, I don't know, there's a lot of people coming to the US at that time, okay, in our communities, because have the policy that's immigrate people from Vietnam to US at that time. And a lot of people in the companies are born here in US, a lot of people has been here for 40, 45 years. But myself, I came to US in 1990. At that time, our family, the family of 7, and each of us, we came here as political refugees. And each family member received $300, I still remember existent, for 1 year, for the first year in the US. And to us, it was a big amount. We never had that amount when I was in our country, in Vietnam. And also, during that time, I still remember now, if everybody remember the history, during that time there is a war in Iraq and US, the first time with the big Bush, right, the president, Mr. Father. Why I telling that story? I didn't care. I didn't know. I did not pay attention. I was so happy. I came to US, each family member got $300 existent, cash. I still remember we have, the whole family have a couple $100 food stamp, which means the coupon to buy food only, not alcohol like today I drink, right? But that's interesting things. Anybody has that experience? I think it's maybe some agents, business agent, they also have the same situation, but different years. But I'm telling the truth, there's nothing that we have to hold back, but that's a memory. That actually is enjoyable time. I had no worry, free of worry, and enjoy any meal, food on the table, in a dinner and lunch. The message I want to tell you, the point I want to tell you, because what we focus is what we feel. I focus on when I came to the new country. I focus on what good things I'm going to get, what new education opportunities that I was going to get. That's why I was so happy, and the whole family is happy. And all the family of 7 rented 2-bedroom apartments, and 7 people in there. I am in and out. Sometimes I was sleeping in the bedroom, share rooms with my brothers, and the other 2 brothers. Sometimes I slept on the couch in the living room, a 2-bedroom. We've been there for a year and a half, and then we move on, and we family split, and we go into different colleges, go to school, and we arrange our life, and I am here today. So the message is say what you focus is what you feel. Your emotion is focused. What you feel you think is important. If today you think it's a good thing, then you feel it's good. If this morning I pick up the coffee here, I enjoy, I look at here. Okay, where's the screen? I think it's right here. Oh, it's here? Okay. So If I have a coffee in front and sitting in the front yard, I feel the life is beautiful. If some people wake up in the morning and feel today is a busy day, it's a stressful day, you feel stressful, you feel sad, and you feel bad, and you're unhappy. Is this right? Anybody? Anybody in the Zoom, feel free to talk. You can unmute yourself. Or I think you can chat as well, because Ming Jiao last time she want people chat. I put the chat on the text. We are going to talk about something that's very new to you, and also excitement, and something you're very concerned. You are concerned now. Okay. So that's the thing. So again, the message before we go, we are diving into the real discussion today. What you focus is what you feel. What you feel is matter to you. Okay. So moving on. Okay. Okay. Okay, and the question is, the topic today is will market crash? Now, it's nothing is we see in the news every day. This morning I turned on the CNBC, it also had news talking about the real estate market. We talk about the crypto, we talk about the stock market crash. Yesterday it's more than 1,200 points drop in Dow Jones. It's more than 600 points drop. Today some recovering. Days before, last week, it's market up and down. People worry. And again, the message I talked to you before, and a few minutes ago, what you focus on is what you feel. If every day you watch the stock market, what do you feel? You feel, oh my God, the sky is falling, right? Oh my God, my life is ending here. And I remember it's old people. I met a lot of old people, and I talked to a lot of people, and I accidentally have a conversation with them. Every day they talk, they say, oh, today is better, it's worse than before, the time they lived in the past, 50 years, 60 years ago. And they say, because why? They turn on the television, they heard some people say, okay, there are shooting in Atlanta, it killing 9 people. It's a shooting in Buffalo, New York. Oh my God, it's a society today, it's too bad. But they didn't look into the data. Actually, in the past, in a year, how many people die in a year? And killing people with a knife, and a lot of people die. It's accidentally or intentionally. But today it's a few killings, not a few, it's a killings there, but every killings, they populate in the internet. It populates in the ear, and they're talking, and the old people just started, they focus on it, they read the news, they heard the news, and they think everything really works. It works worse than before. But believe it or not, our population is rising. On the planet, we don't have enough earth place to live. The data showing actually percentage of people die or pass away is actually less than the past, a long time, 100 years ago, or 50 years ago. Is it true? Right? People live longer because of our medication, because of the healthcare system, and because actually less shooting are killing each other. Percentage is everybody agree. So that's why we have more people on the planet.
That's right.
Okay. Again, if anyone came a little bit late here, we have things. I told everybody a story. My story. That's our family came to U.S. in 1990 as an immigrant, refugee, and immigrants, and at that time, and my family of 7, I just try to recap a little bit my story, so if you don't miss this, my personal story, because it's very important, me, right? Okay, our family of 7, and we came here, and each family member received $300 is existent for the first year, and the whole family received about $200 food stamp, and I was so happy, our family was so happy, rent an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, and we were so happy, we have food, we have a see opportunity ahead, and we see that we can have a new job, we can go to school. That's our whole family thing. So we were whole family happy, and that is 32 years ago. So the message the reason I told you the story, my family story, because I want to tell you that at that time we just focused on what we're going to get, what we're going to have, because we didn't have those things in Vietnam. We came here with assistance $300 per person in a family. We live in 2-bedroom with AC, with the carpet on the floor. And we think as we can go to school and we can see our bright future. That was why we were so happy, the whole family is happy. So what we focus is what we feel and what we enjoy. And just like I told you this here, the slide before, I bring up the coffee every morning. I went to Starbucks, drove by the Starbucks, I pick up the coffee, I feel so happy moments. And we focus on the coffee. I'm going to have a coffee in the next few 10 minutes. So here's the thing, this market every day we see here is in the bad news. We look into this, this morning we turn on the phone, we see the CNBC, we see, okay, the housing market is a bubble or crash. And yesterday we had stock market drops, and a month ago, a few days ago, and last week we have a crypto crop down, and stablecoin is almost gone out of the market. And Bitcoin is dropped out is $25,000, $23,000 per coin. And we look into the stock, Dow Jones drop. Everything is talking about crashing. And that's what makes you so nervous and worried. And that you focus on that because people driving your emotion, driving you, and you feel that's okay, everything's in the end. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to the next one. Okay. So that's really well pressing, huh? Oh, by the way, you see one thing is the gasoline.
Yep. Man, $6, $7.
It's always $7 some place. Yesterday we talked to Jamie and Teresa, and she is shopping for what? Tesla. So everybody is waiting for her Tesla coming. I don't know what kind of Tesla she's driving, but she's shopping for her Tesla. And that's what she focused on gasoline. That's why you feel this. Every tank of her car's gas tank is cost too much, right? So that's a feeling. When you focus, you see it. Okay. Now what happened next? Oh, you hear it. U.S. inflation. We know that last month, again, the report came out, 8.3% year over year. It's a lot. Inflation. 8.3 last year compared to this year, 12 months period, 8.3%. In UK and actually Europe is actually something over 9% because of course because the conflict in Ukraine and Russia, so on. Okay, yeah. So inflation is it important? Inflation is important. Everybody in the Zoom, do you think this inflation is important?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely, it's an economic driver.
Wow, that's true. Yes, it's a driver for economy. And remember what Sally just said, economy. We keep that and we talk about that, okay? Okay. So inflation is important. Next one. Okay, that's 8.3, it's actually 8.5, huh? Okay, right. It's here. Interest rate. And why is the interest rate go up? Because they want to control the inflation. And the news came out from yesterday, the Fed have a signal saying they will continue raising the interest rate until they can control the inflation, which means the inflation is still there, they will continue raising interest rate.
How does interest rate control inflation?
Good question.
How's the interest rate? Good.
How does it control the inflation?
Oh, okay.
Question entries.
Most of the business in the U.S. they loan the money from someone else, from the bank, to run the business. So if we increase the interest rate, the people will tend not to loan the money anymore. If they have not a loan to money anymore, they will have a less expensive spending.
Have less money, less spending.
Less money, less spending. So monetary is a product in terms of looking into the product and supply and demand. If we raise the interest rate, people tend not to borrow the money anymore, which means less money flowing into the market, and not less money flowing in the market, which means it's less supply of money, and less supply of money, which means it's have to going down. Okay? So we talk about that another time, but in generally is we have more, we spend more. We have a less, we spend less. Why we have a less? Because it's too expensive. You don't want to borrow money to use. If your credit card now is a charge you is like 25%, then probably you don't want to borrow, have a loan too long in the credit line. If the interest rate have less, less, you tend to spend more money because you do interest rate, you pay less money, interest back to the lender. If the interest rate higher, then you don't want, and you buy the car and you loan a $20,000 loan car, you don't want to loan it. You don't want to buy the car, you can delay it, buying the car. But interest rate 0% or 1.1.99, then you go in to buy the new car right away because the interest rate is only 1.99, right? So it's the concept is like that. Okay, move on. Last one. I have to talk to you. Okay. So the housing cost and interest rate is cost you more, like we just explained to interest. So the housing cost is more. This is fundamental, simple. Everybody agree? Agree? Now in the past, a 3% interest rate, people could put 3% interest rate, they get a loan, $500,000, they pay a certain amount, let's say $2,000. Now interest rate is also $500,000 loan, but with interest rate of 5%, probably they have to pay is $3,500, another $1,500 more toward the housing. Is it good? Is it good or bad?
That's bad.
That's bad.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Let's say bad to whom? Who's us?
Consumer.
Consumer, yes. If you are consumer, it's bad.
It's good for the lender.
Yeah, it's good for the lender. So it's not always bad, right?
Who wouldn't want to
come back to the first thing? What you focus on is what you feel. If you put yourself as a consumer, it's bad for consumer. If I am the lender, now I can charge more money. If I have a cash, I lend you money, I can charge more. So it's good. So again, it depends where you are, who you are. Keep that keyword, okay? Remember, what you focus on, what you feel, is driving your emotion every day. So depending on who you are, so during the market, the conflict in Ukraine and Russia, a lot of people have a benefit. A lot of people, consumer population of people maybe die because of bombs, because of shooting. A lot of people, they have a benefit as well. Okay, so nothing's bad just because you put yourself in the group of the worry group. Okay, okay. Housing bubble or not? This might be you come to the discussion today with the purpose to find out the housing market. But I also know why we talk about the stock market. We talk about gasoline. We talk about interest rate. We talk about other things. Okay. Because I know that some people have emotion driving, put your emotion in something that you not belong to. The group you don't belong to. Now you belong to, because you are career, you are realtor, you belong to real estate market. So the question is a housing market bubble? Are they crash? Josh, welcome to Pacificwide officially yesterday. Now I want to hear your voice. Yesterday, everyone see the post. I post is welcome George Ellis on board, right? Okay, officially you've been with us for 6 months. So, okay, good. Now, George, you say you say no. You can say no, but your actions say no. So, well, what do you think is the housing market is not bubble and crash? Today, let's see the open discussion a little bit, so we can have a better, more opinions. What do you think?
I think right now a lot of people, I thought of this the same way as like the COVID wave after we first took our masks off, right? Then we first take our masks off, it's all safe, and then everybody goes back out and everybody gets sick again, and then the second wave comes in. So right now we have people saying, oh, the house market's crashing, and then that a wave of people are going to come out, oh, it's crashing, so everybody's going to come out and try to buy because they think it's crashing, so everybody's going to come back out, and there's going to be a second wave of people, I think personally. Same thing with like COVID.
We have one opinion. So anybody has any opinion? The Jennifer and Kevin, Patrick, Tracy, anybody? What do you think?
I don't think it's going to crash.
You don't think it's going to?
I think the last wave of rates are so low that people refi.
Okay.
So they don't have to move out of their house.
Okay, so whoever they stay in the house, they stay in the house.
It's low enough for them. We're probably going to shift to buyer's market, but I think the demand, I mean, this area particularly, is still there.
Good, okay.
So I don't think there's going to be a crash. It's probably going to be a reduction in price, home prices, but I don't think there's going to be.
Okay, excellent.
Not like the 08.
Leon.
Yes.
Leon.
Yes, Jennifer.
Jennifer Nguyen.
Yes.
What I have noticed is the new listing come out to the market still very low, very little number of houses. The rental market still good, and the rental rate still high. So as somebody just said, because of the low interest rate in the past, many property owners did the refinance, something they have very good rates, and now that they can rent the properties with a high rental rate, so they don't have the need to put the market on put the properties on the market for sale unless they have to move or downsizing. The old people have to go downsizing. So I see the supply is still low. So I don't see it. The real estate market will get that.
That bad crash.
In the near future.
Yeah, in the near future. Okay, good. So anybody else?
Yes, I think that going with what Jennifer has said, it's important to understand the definition of crash. Crash would be bad for everybody, but in real estate, it never stops moving. You're either going to rent a home or own a home. You're not going to be on the street. So you're either going to be buying for the rental, or you're going to be buying for your own home, for your own self. But even if the prices begin to drop, like Josh said, in initial panic mode, it's only going to be that market correction. It's not the same as 2008. It's two different worlds, two different scenarios. It's just not the same thing.
Okay, Alex, the last one. Alex?
Yeah, the reason.
Thank you, Sally.
Yeah, the last market crash we had, which is 2008, 2009, and all that. The main reason why we had that crash is because we had too many bad loans that's out there. We had that negative amortization program that people think it was really good, but after when it mature, I mean, it's like a balloon payment. Okay. Now lately, I mean, all the loans that have been put out are all good.
Yeah.
I see.
So I would say the loans are out there are good, and as long as the homeowner have jobs, they will hold on to that property because they put money into it.
Excellent. Okay, I notice you have a lot of things in your mind. It's running in your mind, but let's recap it. I put it on a slide. Actually, George is talking about the new wave of the buyers, and I can map it into my language. Of course, you can think that's way with different sources, but I think it's the millennials buying folks is still there. So we see it in the last couple of weeks. If anyone did the open house, and I did an open house 3 weeks ago, it's a house in Evergreen, and we got them in a contract, and the buyer who bought it is a first-time home buyer. It's also a young man who worked in Netflix. He also buy the house at my listing, but actually price is good. I think it's a good price. He bought it in the seller's position. It's a good price to sell. Okay, so the buyer is actually and also the people came to the open house is younger people. The first time they buy the house, so there's still a lot of people they need the housing. This is new wave of the buyer, the wave of the buyers buying folks. Okay, so whoever did the open house the last couple of weeks, you see if whoever coming and you have an interview. Normally I have an iPad. I have a list of questions. Who you are, who's the buyers, who's people, visitor come to the open house. You will see they are first-time buyer looking for never have a house. If the people who not only have a house, they might not attend to go to the open house. So it's telling me it's the first one I put in here, millennials buying folks is there. So they need the housing. Just like the story I told you is the very beginning of the conversation. When I came to US in 1990, I lived in $300 a government assistance per month. I didn't care how much gasoline 10 years ago. What I care is what I'm going to get today and in the future. Millennials, they came out, graduate from school for a few years working in the industry. Now they get a paycheck, high income. I put it at high income. They didn't care that's okay. Their grandfather bought a house like $150,000 20, 40 years ago. What they care is how much they can afford it today. And they live the life, the world of today. Just like the story I told you earlier, that I met all the senior people. People always have, thinking that the world, the society is not so bad. But actually, we live in the world of the 21st century, where we have people live longer with a better healthcare system, right? So millennials, by and forth, they don't really care. Not really care. They do care, but I mean is they don't feel hurt when they have to buy the price today, as long they have an income. Right? So work from home. So I put it there, the chart. I don't want to read it for you, but as looks, you will see it's supply factors and demand factors for the housing market. Now, I just want to step back slowly here. Again, we are talking today is several things. First, the economy, right? We talk about it's bad, inflation high, bad for economy. And we talk about is a gasoline increase, interest rate. And now we talk about housing market. Now, we are not we have to see where you are. You are the economist, or you are the housing or homeowner or realtor. We're going to talk about that. So depend where you are, you feel it. Look like, I want to tell you this one, look like in the last couple of months, we didn't know, a lot of people didn't know who you were. You are a real estate agent, but you tell us you are a homeowner. You are a real estate agent, you don't have one house, and you don't have a house yet, just like when I first came to US in 1990. But you worry about the market crash. You don't have the money, inflation. At that time, I have a $300. Do I get the inflation? I need the money to live in that month. Do I care the inflation? I didn't realize the inflation is what inflation was. I don't care what the housing market was. I didn't care is how much the gasoline is, because I didn't know how to drive. So how could I care? That's the thing. So focus on what the focusing will make you feel. Okay, we misunderstand where you are. I'm telling you now at the head of the slides. When a market crash, okay, yes.
Oh, I'm just saying hi.
So when market is going down, you scare me. Another thing. No, when market's going down, as a realtor, I am the realtor. I see opportunity. Why? In the past, a few months ago, last year, I submit more than 10 offers, one buyer. There was one buyer. I tried to raise the bar, raise the offer price. I didn't get the sellers accept the offer. My buyers didn't get the in contract. But today, probably with one offer, I can get them in contract. A little bit optimism, right? But for a few times, you get the buyers in contract.
Yeah, right, Mr. Leon, you're the professional. You're the best. That's why you get them one time.
No, I was lucky too, but not with 3. But I mean, in the past, maybe 10 times.
No, I know, but now you're the man. You got just one.
Okay. Just consider it as a lucky. Okay, so you see that? You see opportunities there? Now, we're going to talk about the number of sales. Okay, but let's talk about this. So if anyone has a pool of buyers, you didn't get in contract, you have a less transaction than last year, now it's a time for you to get more transaction, which means you have more income. Interesting, because you are a realtor. The realtor is earn income by service. Service, you provide time, you get money. It's a realtor. True. You provide professional. Why no?
You could work here for hundreds of hours and get no money. You don't have any clients, you get no money.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's a strategy how to get the buyers. But the idea is when the market is to have more housing, the price drop a little bit, it's time for the realtor to earn money. Okay, of course, when the shipping is shifting in one end, it's going one end and the other end, that's different. But now it's better than 6 months ago. It's a realtor. You easier get a listing with a seller because the seller a little bit worried. And again, seller is a seller, not realtor. Okay? So seller is the position of seller. In the position of realtor, I'm saying, yeah, now I can sell more houses. Look like the seller's one willing to work with me, talk to me. Look like the buyer will easier get the house. I mean, I have a contract. Again, where you define where you are. Or maybe we lost. Okay, here's the thing. The most seller thinking. This is a general judge. So you will see here when people start very optimism when they see this market going up. Okay, the stock market green, the house price will go up. They think everything's go up. You know, they feel happy, entertained. They go into the top and they go to down and stack. And they look in here where we are. Look like it's in a fear. Somewhere it's a fear, anxiety into fear, the area. During the time, they see the market keep dropping, and its interest rates are higher where they are there. But the thing is, we also see the opportunities coming, just like depend on who you are. If you are the investor to buy the property as a below bottom price, let me say the market home price. Let's talk about the real estate. The price on real estate, the stock market, it dropped to the bottom. That's the opportunity we're buying, right? So we sell by low and sell high. It's a fundamental. So it's a curve on way. Make sense? Right? Now this in general, I'm not talking about the real estate. It's applied to real estate too, applied to crypto market too, it's applied to stock market too. It's always go up, go down. Especially, it's a cycle. Cyclical, just like the cycle. It's everything go to cycle, go high, high to low. Real estate is the same thing, go high to go low. It is 100 years, 1,000 years ago. But I don't know why people today are so worried. I use my personal story, so it doesn't hurt to anyone. When I came to US in 1990, I was that family it's nothing, had nothing, almost nothing, right? With assistance from government, and the market going up, when market going down, and I still went to school. I graduated. I had one job, the other job. I just keep going, and the life is keep running. It's go up and go down. The economy go up, go down. War, healthcare, and sickness and everything, it just go in and go out. It's a cycle. So it's the same thing. Okay? So we have to understand the fact. Things go up, have to go down. But where we are, how do we prepare, is more important. Okay, let's go more now. Well, next one. There's three types of people. The one type of people, the first thing we just say three times, okay, it might be not in order, but three types of people, they're so worried. Just like the old people that we talked about, I make example before. They just think everything is works. And they predict it without any evidence. And they predict it ahead of time. They think everything is sky is falling down. The second type of people, they're so optimistic. They think it's everything the best. They think it's everything never happened to them. They think it's everything is really beautiful, life is beautiful, and I will not. It's not will happen to me. That's the second type of people. The third type of people is the people is more realistic. They believe, they understand, they learn it, and they understand the work situation, but they don't step back, but they define what next to do. If the works happen, what we're going to do, and then what we will go do next after the works happening. So, of course, I don't know what do you think about these types of people? Who do you want to become? Who do you think you should trust them or believe them or follow them if they are your significant partner or maybe the leader? One is very optimistic, one pessimistic, and then one is very realistic.
Optimist.
I think all three are important.
I'm sorry, Sally?
All three are important.
All three are important. I mean, it's important to proceed with caution, which is being a pessimist. But second, you should always be pumped and ready to make your move and be positive that you're going to have a plan to succeed. But you can't know whether it's time to pivot, whether it's time to change, if you're also not being a realist and staying informed, such as what you're doing now. So we need a positive leader, which is what you're doing, but we also need to be aware of what's going on so that we can make a plan. Are we going to continue to be buyer's agents or are we going to be seller's agents? It really depends on where we are on the graph. So my opinion is all three.
Okay, excellent. So we have, I know that you have more opinions, but let's pick three opinions here. George is optimist. One was optimist. He doesn't. Let's say the optimist people is like, okay, it's never happened. Markets never crash. Real estate market is good.
That's dangerous when you be optimist.
Okay, so Sally is saying
never
combining three, but actually I can tell what she's talking is realistic. Because realistic is actually combining as a both. We know, we understand, we are aware, and we prepare, and actively work toward. So there is a realistic, which means, for example, let's say it's an example here, we have a half of the class of water, and the people that's who always worry that we lose on the water, they say, oh my God, it's only have half left. Only have half left. That's just like your bank account, you have a $20,000, and oh, I only have a 20,000 left. And they worry that's maybe 10,000, a little bit less, okay, but 50,000. Oh, 50,000 left. But they have a house, okay? A lot of people would say, optimists will say, wow, we have a $50,000 now. We have a house, but we believe God, right? And the realistic people say, okay, we have $50,000 good, we have a house, but we have to be prepared. What happened, how much we accept to lose, just like we play stock, right? We have to set aside certain amount, and you accept if the worst happen, that stock account's balance is gone, but I still have the income to live today. So that is a little realistic. You know what you're going to do, and in a worst case scenario, how much you lose. So it's realistic. So the three types of people, I highlight the red one, and the C is here, but I depend on you. I just explain it, but you depend on your characteristics, and you decide where you want to become. Okay? Okay, now, I talked a little bit earlier, who you are. A lot of people confused in the last few months and last year. They're acting as a realtor, but they worry like a homeowner. They are homeowner, but they worry as a realtor. I met a few people, of course, over time, but always are. Leon, look like, it's just recently, earlier this year or last year. Leon, I think you're doing really great business. Okay, I'm saying, of course, I'm doing okay, but I say, why you say that? Why do you say it? They say, the home price is going up a lot. I see the people, the market is crazy. I'm saying, I am a realtor. I make an offer, nobody accepts it. How come you tell me I'm doing good business? The market is crazy, price going up. It's good for the homeowner, but I am the realtor. Why you telling me that I'm doing good business? Is it make sense? I am the realtor. The home price going up. Who get most of the money? The seller. But my friends met me in the coffee shop on the street. They say, Leon, are you doing a good business? I'm saying, how do you say it? Because the market pricing is going up. It's not right. Because my income is rely on the transaction the buyer and the seller come together. My income is not because the seller get more money. Maybe the commission going up a little bit because I sell a high price home, but comparing to the number of transactions, it's more important. So here's the thing. You are a realtor or you're a homeowner or home buyer. So don't be confused with that. Okay? So why I'm talking today, because I want to talk, okay, where you are so you can feel what you're going to do next. Okay? So let's say I talk about this one. Why you focus on what you feel? Okay? If you are a realtor, you feel happy. If George, you want to buy a home soon, right? And you're a realtor now, you should be happy because you have more transactions. You can move your business from anywhere to Bay Area. You can move you can have 5 more buyers, and you can get them in contract. You'll be happier. In the past, it's harder. I'm telling you. Okay? But if you are a homeowner, then you have several houses, invest, probably you worry. Okay? So people worry, okay, depend who you are, but you still worry about the stock market, your housing market, and then you see the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and say, everything is failing, I'm worried. But actually, you are a realtor. Why you worry? Josh, crypto down, why you worry? right? Stock down. If you don't invest in stock, you'll say, why you worry?
But it's the perfect time to buy.
Yes, if you invest in stock, you worry stock.
No, but it's the perfect time to buy right now. Everything's down. Everything's on sale.
I don't advise you to buy now or not to buy now, but depend who you are, you worry that. Okay? So next one, here's here.
Wait a little longer, you can buy better.
Remember last time we talked about, just a few 10 minutes ago, we talked about supply and demand. It's a fundamental, and I keep saying over time, many times, we have a discussion. Everything is driving, is the price or the demand, determine the price depending on supply and demand. Okay, so look at this here. When the market shift from a seller's market to the buyer in real estate, we're talking about a real estate cycle, right? So we have more houses in the market. We have less demand. Or we have high demand or less supply. And when they have a same amount demand and supply, we got equilibrium, which means healthy. So in the past, we have a seller, we dip into the seller's market. Now we start shifting a little bit, which means the buyers have more opportunities, but not in a buyer's market yet. Normally, if we have inventory, it's about 6 months of selling. For example, you sell 1,000 is in a local, in a certain market, 1,000 houses sold every month. If we have 6,000 houses available in the market, and that's how we call buyer's market, right? So I define here, so the balance, which means equilibrium. Equilibrium doesn't mean there's a 1,000 out, 1,000 in, sold. But if we have a less than about 4 months of supply, more than the people consume, then we have called it equilibrium. If we have a 2 to 4 months supply versus the demand, is a seller market. Actually, today is still a seller's market. And it's up, yes.
Like, what do you mean by 3 or 4 months of supply? Does that mean like if nobody else listed their house, like how much, like how fast they would go off, like everybody would sell out?
The sold and the sold and the inventory available, right? So inventories always have an inventory, which means the sold number of sold and inventory is a 4 times or 2 times. Okay, so today people ask me, is it the real estate market? Is a seller's market or buyer market? It's still a seller's market. One of our agents just sold a house in Tracy, bought a house with a buyer in Tracy. They had to still put a higher price, right? Higher price, big multiple bid, and pay. I think it's a $40,000 more, but only the house only 64, and he bought it at 710, and we had to compete it. There's a fewer buyers, but it's also multiple offers, and we also see is mobile home. There's one mobile homes. We enter the contract, even though the price is a little bit low, but there's multiple people who try to chasing the agent, listing agent, and asking if they can sell for them at the $25,000 or $35,000 more than the asking price. Now, also I heard the negative news that a lot of people put the house on the market but couldn't sell it, right? So I agree, the market shifted. It's shifted, but not in the buyer's market yet. It's still in the seller's market. Because of inventory. And so supply and demand,
Sally,
fundamental. Yes, Sally.
Well, that was
given all the data before you, do you foresee it shifting over to a complete buyer's market within the next 5 to 7 years?
Yes. 5, 7 years, too long. Okay, let we do it. But we see it's a trend is going to the buyer's market. Maybe, probably. I don't know. Okay, first thing I can tell you, my opinion. Okay, I will not see it shifting into the buyer's market anytime near in the next 2 years. Really? Yes.
But yes, not within the next 2 years. But do you think that the data that we currently have available to us, do you think that the trend is taking us towards maybe the 5-year mark? Just as being able to forecast a little bit further than what's happening towards the end of this year, but being able to have a better understanding of the market. Do you think within the next 5 years we will be at a true buyer's market?
Yes, if the worst things happen after the worst, if the current administration policy doesn't change. Then okay, the trend is going to very worse, which means everything collapse. Not only the stock market, crypto market, housing market, and everything has a problem. At that time, we will see the supply is also less. I say the supply and demand is very important. Supply is going still less, but the demand is less as well. Normally, the fundamental is supply more, demands will be less, or the supply less, demand more. But at the point that no demand and no supply, which means everything's going down, it's just happening right now. That's why the stock market economy is going down. I talk about economy, not the real estate. Economy going down because the supply for our goods and our things, supplied by the manufacturing from China, from the conflicts in Ukraine and Russia. So all the supply chain logistics is not running. That's why we have a less supply. And now if we have interest rates higher, people don't want to buy it. So demand is less well too. So on both curve is going down. Both curve going down. Here's the thing. Both curve going down. I'm talking about this one. Okay, this one. If this here, the equilibrium is right there, and the curve is cut it. But if both supply and demand going down, the curve is going, the whole both curve is going down. The fundamental more or less still there, but both supply and demand going down, but demand are going up. And a lot of people will be so poorer. You don't feel the luxury anymore. You don't feel the coffee is happening because you don't have a supply. You don't have a TV, but you don't have a demand to use a TV. You go back to the third world country. Okay. Normally, what supply and demand have to go opposite direction, but they both had a problem. Right now, we start having a problem. We don't have supply. China locked down. I don't know intentional or non-intentional, but they locked down Shanghai. There's no supply come out from China to U.S. or the world. Conflict in Ukraine and Russia, gas pipeline cut it, which means energy is going up. Okay, the people here are still worried about a virus, and so the manufacturing is not running enough equipment to run the manufacturing, right? So the demands that are losing. For example, Netflix is laying off people in the Bay Area, Saratoga. Why is the demand to watch a TV it's not there. They don't have a new movie TV because of 2 years COVID, nobody make a new movie, so they don't have the supply. So at the end, the company had to cut the people. No new movie, no demand from consumer because there's so many competitors, or maybe the fee's too high. Okay, so let's move on. Okay. So here I talk about this one. This right here, and I'm continuing talking about the number in Santa Clara. Okay, why I put out Santa Clara? Here's the thing: if you want to measure the economy globally, that means in the whole globe. Okay, we look into the political and currency values. Political, just like the war between Ukraine and Russia, China, US, and maybe different in this region of the globe. That's we look economy. If we look into the economy of the nation US, you look into interest rate and inflation, the driving the economy of the country. If you look into the local market, you look into the job, population, and income. See? So why we talk about a real estate is the local market? Because maybe all the region, the market is going to suffer. So we look into the Bay Area. Is the job is still there, employment still there? Yeah. The population is still there, yeah. The income is still there. Yeah. So when the market, the economy, the inflation, the interest rate, the whole US start having impact, you will see any country. Idaho, is there a job there? Is the income there is high enough to pay for the mortgage? I mean, population is high, people moving there because of any reason. So we talk about the local, we talk about three factors again: employment, income, and also population. The whole country, just remember so you can talk to your client, the whole country look into inflation and interest rate. The global, the whole world, you look into the political and currency. Because currency is relating to trading, goods trading, okay, export and import. Okay, I want to tell you, this one I forgot to tell you earlier. Now people worry about inflation. And the inflation is affected by the living cost. We talk about, have a slide, talk about living cost. Now is the living cost too high? One thing. Living cost high because of food and energy. Because on the good, you buy the television, appliances, and make the car expanded, school, housing, medical, those kind of make it inflation. But one thing, it's not in the inflation measurement, which is housing. Housing is considering is investment and capital. If you have a house, $2 million, if the price is going up 2.5, it's still capital investment. It doesn't telling you that's inflation. So inflation is and the cost of the housing, the home price, actually is not directly connected. So if you want to look, this one talk outside a little bit. If you want to lower inflation, spend less on other things. You don't need to travel a lot. If you want to help the economy, you want to stabilize the company, don't spend the money to buy food, don't buy the appliances, don't spend money too much in the things every day. But the housing market, I don't mean to stop spending, but I mean if the whole country, the whole purpose of interest rate, right, they raise interest rate because they want people less spending for the goods and the services, not spending for the housing. So my prediction is even economy now is going down. Economy is a whole thing, which means stock market, spending, energy, those kind of things conflicted. Doesn't mean it's real estate is going down. My confirmation, affirmative, just like even say, everything is economy going down, stock going down, you lose money, not directly related to the housing market, because the housing market is not the item in the inflation calculation index.
I have something to say because I think when inflation happened, the interest rate going up, and that discouraged a lot of buyers to continue buying home or disqualify some of them. So that's the reason why we have less buyer on the market, and that's the reason why we have less offers. So it does affect the price. So we are having less price day after day, weeks after weeks. So it does affect the house price.
Yes. I told you, I didn't say that's no, but we talked about it earlier. Crash, no crash. Market shift, yes. Shift is a cycle. We have to accept that. I don't say it's a market going up. I'm not an optimist person, right? You talk about optimism. I'm realistic. I know I run the data. So we look at data. We look what is going to affect the supply and demand. And what's happening to stock market? What happened to the crypto market and many other markets? But I mean, I don't say that it's the housing market remain is strong and continue going up. It's going down, but not crashing.
We also need to define what crashing means, because right now I think people are talking about market correction.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But if the market correction down to 20%, does it consider crashing?
No, not crash. Adjustment.
Yeah. What's the percentage to consider? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the percentage to consider?
I don't have, nobody say the percentage, and I don't have that percentage. But like I just say here, it's a slide previously. When you keep watching, we will talk more. Keep watching as a realtor. You keep watching for your clients. If you see the inventory is going larger, it's shifting into the buyer's market. When it's shipping more than 6 months, that means inventory is more than 6 months. That's people can consume. And then continue going, more and more. And then it's at the point, it's falling like a freeze falling. We call that maybe crash. Right now it's no. Right now it's still seller market. It probably take 2 years. Like Sally say, can we predict 5 years? I say I don't predict. I can't predict. But the worst can happen if the administration's policy doesn't change, or they don't know how to work out. They doesn't have a plan. then that thing we can consider. So we will next one. I will tell you what we want to do. Now, okay.
I think when we see more like short sale or foreclosure, that's considered market crashing.
That's the one indication. But before that, let's go into that. Okay. So when we have a short sale foreclosure, there's a panic. So here's the fear and failure. We had a slides before. We make a change, the shifting. A lot of people, they don't prepare, they don't understand, they worry. So you feel it's okay, it's anxiety. You think it's market going down. Like I talked to 3 types of people. Remember, with people is keep worrying and they just think they predict the worst future happen, but the things not happen yet. Normally, when we say recession, actually is a recession already happened. Some people worry that creates recession. People worry, people panic, people make the things happen at the time. So our job as a realtor, okay, you know where you are, where you're standing at, and then you will tell your clients what you're going to do, why and why and why. If things happen, they happen, but you have to be realistic because the data is not there yet, and also you see the reason. That's why we have a conversation today. Okay, who you are?
That's a good question.
Again. You 3 types of people, who you are. What type of people you are. Number 2, you're a realtor or you're a homeowner. Again, George, you might wish the market going down faster because you have a business.
Or I could buy my first house.
You buy a first house.
Down, I'm
realtor. I want the market going down a little bit so I can have a buyer balancing because it's healthy.
Yeah, healthy.
Okay? But I'm homeowner, I'm saying, going down a little bit, okay, don't go down more. If I am a homeowner. Right? So you have to think of that way, okay? So I don't tell you who you are, you tell yourself. But I know I am a superhero real estate agent, a sexy real estate agent. That's one thing, right? You are here, it's a real estate agent, okay? Okay, this thing is we already talk about that. Now, just talk about George. When the crisis happened, challenging, it's great challenging, but actually it's opportunity. I tell you the second mark of my life, in 2009 or 8, right? So when I found this company, established this company, and I decided to put aside, at that time I don't have much money, that's everything low, but and also just came to the market. I came a few years, but actually I just come out from my work, company work. I don't have much money. Let's say I have $10,000, $15,000 in the bank. Put aside Pacificwide side here. It costs maybe $2,000 to $3,000. I remember $25,000, $2,500. And put the phone line. It costs almost $10,000. But I decided to do it because I think this opportunity. I see, okay, if I can close one deal, I pay the rent. At that time, we didn't know this. I paid rent. If I go second deal, I can pay the mortgage at home. So I set the budget for myself, okay, let's close 2 deals per month. And also, if I don't close 2 deals per month, I close 1 deal and I close a mortgage or 2 mortgage. And I look into the market, I see, okay, there's a lot of short sale, a lot of bank owner, so many properties there. We got crash, market will crash, okay? And I look into my list of the database. I have about 1,000 contacts there. So I do my planning, but not on a detailed planning, but I have some kind of support me. I say, let's do the gambling, but not the gambling yet, but actually it's a plan. So I start from there and decide to open the company. So, and then when I come to the company, we have an agent join the company, and also I can, proudly put a sign. And at that time, so many real estate offices closed in local here in San Jose, in South San Jose. So I own a market share a little bit, maybe 10% at that time, which means people know me 10%. Another 90% is all the companies. But before I have almost zero, I just individual broker licensee agent. Okay. So, and then markets recover, getting better, I have more agents. And we have more transaction, and I getting to be known by buyers and consumer more. And then it's over time, of course, going through a couple small crises. And we are here today. Fast forward. So what I mean to do, I'm telling you here, survival and thrive. Now here's the thing. When people come to the real estate, as a realtor, we start talking about realtor. As a realtor and George come into the real estate industry, and I just welcome you on board. We come to the industry, most of the real estate agents come on board because they see the opportunity of making money. They see the available of transaction, available income there, so let's get a license and join the company. Let's join the real estate industry and making money, right? So this is available. But normally you see that the curve here is the time, which means when they have available real estate transaction, available income, and a year, 2 years later, you start seeing there's more agents on the market. Okay, sign up, get the test, pass exam, and get a license. Now, and the thing is going peak, just like the peak in the last couple of years. A peak, I mean, it's the income a lot, the number of transactions, and the people good, okay, a few years ago. And the number of agents are also rising. And that's what we call it's good, golden time. And market going down, it's here. It's opportunities here. And you see it's right there, it's an income drop. If things happen, which means less transaction, less the market crash, if people worry, if somebody will worry, I talk about this. And then the number of agents, it takes some time. They will see, just like 2008, 9, no income in the industry. Let's go back to the company, manufacturing, work. Let's go back to my salary work. They start leaving the industry. What I'm talking is my story. When I see in 2008 and 2009, when a lot of real estate agents, they were leaving the industry because they see no opportunities there. They see no income. But I see there's a lot of number of transactions there because short sale, bango. While a lot of real estate agents leaving the company, leaving the industry. I was there at the bottom and I thrive. I move up from there because less competitors. Okay, and when I go up, go to the next slide. You see here, well, it's okay. The first one. Let's say at that time I have a 10%, just an example, 20%. Let's say if I can gain the market share by 20%, let's say 20%, okay? Just example. I get 20%, and when I have high peak, and we go down, let's say market going down, which means the income is less, the whole market income, commission is less. I still get the same amount of income, which means right there, which means it's a 30%, 35%. If the market income is going down, but I keep the same amount of money bring home to feed my family, I 50% of the market. But I'm still there because I'm in survival mode. I need money to survive. For example, $10,000 per month. For example, if I keep $10,000 per month and every month, even the market going down or up, I'm okay. But look at the next graph. But you see what? When market going up, which means thrive, going up, going down up here. See? Okay, here. Okay, so we go down, we go up. Okay, you see here, go up. And if I keep the percentage of market share, my income will higher. Because the income higher, I get a 30% or 50% of the higher income. When you gain the market share, when you have a clients in database, your clients is there on, let's say, if you know how to take care of them, it's forever. So again, in 2008 and 2009, when I have nothing, I put a sign in front, I gain 10% of market share. When the market going up, I still get 10% on market share, but actually it's 10% later is more than 10% when the market's going to the bottom. So that's we explain what it means crisis and opportunities. So I want to say, okay, during the market's going down, you should invest into that and hold the position and survive by having income, taking care of you for every month, retain the income level. But when market's going up, you hold more share of the market. As for example, I notice whoever played the stock here, for example, I'm not talking encourage because I'm not playing the stock, okay? But let's say it's a market going down, okay? You can buy the share with the less amount dollar per share. So with the same $1,000 invest into stock, with the same amount of stock, but you might buy more share, which means your high percentage higher, right? If you buy $1,000 today, let's say the Bitcoin, for example, is $60,000 before. Let's say that you put $60,000, you buy a coin. But today it's a $30,000. With a $60,000, you buy 2 coins. You're holding more market share. Okay, I'm not talking about the trading. I'm talking about the business, how to do business. Which means today, as a realtor, you need to think about how you improve your business. Hold on, stay in survival mode, and waiting for market going back. You hold more. Why? Because opportunities because people leave in the industry. I know there's a pandemic. The pandemic is another example. 2 years ago, when the pandemic has hit the market, and I say this opportunity, and I believe that, and a lot of people were staying home, and until today they're still in home. Real estate agents still in home, and then we stay there, and we gain more customer, gain more branding. By the time it's going back, we only go up to another level because everything pushes it up. Okay, so let's move on here. Okay, I still like this one. When you focus on the problem, you see all the problem. When you focus on the good thing, you see the good thing, the opportunity. Okay. Now I want to average message for the buyers. If you are the buyers, if you are a seller, you're homeowner, and also I have a message for you if you act as a realtor. Okay, let's look at here. Focus in the buyer. When you educate the buyer, you talk to the buyer tomorrow, and the people who doesn't want to make an offer, you tell me, we have a discussion today, you tell them what you focus. Hey, homeowner, what you focus is what you're going to feel. Okay, tell them that. Now, like I say, you have to be in a survival mode. If anyone worries, survival mode. Don't put everything in one basket. There's always people say it's a traditional way of advising, a suggestion, a recommendation, advising. They also say that. Don't put everything all in one or two. Let's say you put everything in the housing market. You buy all the houses. You see all the houses, you buy. You order stock, crypto, go buy, go stock now, go buy. No, divide it into in different investment vehicles. Don't try to get the thing you're going to retire in 5 years. A lot of people make the mistake because they put our money into the stock. They think it's okay, if stock double, I retire in 5 years. Do it slowly, diverse it. You only allocate your money. It's an aggressive fund, it's a moderate fund, and it's money saving fund. Okay, and housing, you see, okay, so what house is for living? What house for investment? What kind of house produce income? What house is for entertainment? Properties. So that thing is different. I just tell you in general first, because we can discuss in person is in details. The problem is people is, if the buyer comes say, I don't want to buy, I will ask you, do you have a house yet? No. How much your rent? $4,000. You never have a house. Okay, how much money you have? And I will plan for them, just advise them. Okay, you don't have a house. You buy the house. Because you need the money, you only need the $4,000 to pay the mortgage, right? Okay, well, we'll pay the mortgage $4,000 or $5,000, whatever. Okay, you have a tax deduction, depreciation, appreciation later on, or whatever. Okay, so here's here. Now, how much money left? Okay, you can put in the stock. You see, stock market is good opportunity. Maybe not, but maybe yes. Okay, put some money in there. How much 401k you have? Okay, I say, okay. So can you withdraw the 401k 50%, borrow from a loan? Yes, I can do it. How's your wife? Are your wife working? So those kind of things, interview question, we plan for them going through the survival mode. If you can go through the survival mode, you will thrive, go up. Don't try to earn the money yet in the survival mode. You need daily, monthly income to survive. I'm not talking to survive in the bad mood, but I mean that is a cycle you have to accept. When you go up, you will have to go down. But when you go down, you stable and wait for a new opportunity and go up. Stay there, don't leave. Okay? So what is this realtor advice? Okay, now, like I say, that's the thing, people see the problem, people run away. But you will see, you need to see this opportunity, so you don't tolerate it. Okay? So I know as a realtor, you look into your expense, you are advertising a lot, see what advertising is the most efficient. For example, creating the income. Like I say, the income is important in survival mode. So as a realtor, you need to generate a business. Look for the buyer's opportunities. The buyer that you didn't care before, years before, tell you the time to look at that. Okay, now build a team. One thing that we talk about supply and demand, until today, still 5 million housing units shorted in the US. Still, if you read the news, you trust the news. So if there's something market going down, yes, it's going down because the whole thing is related. But it's not crashed because the population is higher, because the rent is higher than today, because the job is still there. Of course, we watch for the labor market. But as we look into is this, the number of housing inventory is the market. It's a housing available for the buyers. Okay, and in 2008, there's no millennials buying force. Today we have a millennial buying force. Okay, so I don't say there's a market going, the price going crazy, but I see the market is getting better and healthier. We just need to hold, stay there, and gain more market share, and wait for the stock market to stabilize, administration change, and the policy change, and then you get better. Okay, so who you are? You are a realtor. Okay, now when the inflations go bad, like 10%, 15%, 18, almost done, but 10%, 15%. The only thing that can keep up with the inflation is the knowledge. Everybody agree? Yes. And you say, why? Why?
Why?
Why?
Why?
People say knowledge is power. Knowledge is potential power, whatever. It's true. One thing is I want to explain quick about this one. Because what you have a knowledge today, you make money today. People don't have enough knowledge. They make the money of the yesterday for today market. Let's say when the dollar's values, comparing dollars value with the house is $150,000 when at the time I came to US, and now today it's $1.5 million. Let's say 10 times. A lot of people, you see that as a parents, you always say, I don't know how my children can live. Say, why? They say, because at the time when I came to US, the price only $150, but I didn't have enough money to buy, struggled to buy. And today, the price $1.5, how could my children live? Look like the world ends, will end, and nobody have a house. But you know what? Because our knowledge in 1990 when I came, and today the kid is grown up with knowledge today. They make money of today, money, income. They make $200,000 just graduate from school today. Not they making is $25,000 in 1990. So if inflation make the currency fluctuate, currency or the pricing of the product is going up, it's just an inflation, but the income is also inflation, and the employer pay your children because their knowledge today. So don't look back, right? Who care, who worries for the children?
No.
You? No. Good. Okay. Because you believe your children have a knowledge. Knowledge beat the inflation.
I want to say something.
Yes.
I think because I grew up in Vietnam, I went to school in Vietnam, so it's different from my kids. My kids, I put them in the best system of school, so I think they have more knowledge than me. Sometimes they say something, they advise me something is very, very good. And
yes.
So I think my kids have better life than me.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So don't worry about children.
Yeah, I'm talking about pick up example.
Pick up your house.
Just pick up the example.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Eat with yourself.
Good.
You
So
can help them.
They will be richer than you.
Exactly. So no matter what inflation go up to the roof, 18, 20%, 12%, as long we have a knowledge. I'm talking, pick up the children's example.
Yeah.
Then we beat the inflation because we make more money. So what we am talking today is to make everybody understand and learn it. understand the cycle of the industry. What is who you are, what type of people, 3 types of people, and you are realtor on the homeowners. And what is going next and next and next. The more you have knowledge, whatever the inflation is going on, you are on the top because you can survive, you can thrive, and then go down, you survive and thrive, and every survival mode and thriving is going up. So 2029, 1929, when the first depression is going up today, the home price is going up, and the life of people is getting better, right? Getting better. So you just hold on, go in. You're just driving, stop in the brake area, right? In freeway 5, and you continue roll, and you continue brake, and you're gonna go. Don't hope, don't be hurried that you will one way go to LA, one shot, right? So you need to brake. It's normal. It's better for you, okay, for long term. Okay, so for us, I think it's during this time, I'm talking about a realtor, right? But we have a lead generation. We need to work with the buyers. We build a team. And one, the Pacificwide adding into the building relationship is how the Pacificwide contribute to the advice. Is the concierge service that we providing to all the agents, and also we provide our clients that we build relationship with the clients in the next few from now on. Okay, so the goal for concierge service is to make the agent to help the exist agent to provide better service to our agents' clients. Okay. So if you surprised why I last sent the email that every transaction closed, we will send the gift to the clients, but depend on the size of the transaction. And also we have leveraged the technology. We send a survey to understand, to get more opinion from the clients so we can build a better service. At that time, it's a survival mode. We need to create more businesses, create more opportunities. So when the market going up, we are getting more market share. If we do nothing today, we just sit down there and stay in home and drink coffee at home. When market going up, you miss the opportunity. Again, I'm talking about my story because I was in that situation. When the people crash it, I was go out and look for the opportunity. Just like market going down now, you look at any house, the seller is a panic seller who sell the house at 20% less than the market price, I buy it. Okay, so that's the thing. So if you, I want to ask you today, so you can open your mind thinking about what is the problem if we get the feedback from your clients. We don't represent you, but we just ask that we send just a text on the email, a text message, and we see how to evaluate the company's service. Because maybe we do provide a mortgage, we provide real estate, or maybe you accidentally create something unpleasant service to them. We need to know so you can improve. Okay, we need to be better than all the agents right today. So tomorrow you can be better. Okay, I think it's it for today. I think it's it for today. Any more question?
No, I just want to, because I looked up on the market crash. Market crash is actually for stocks market. It crashed when people are scared and they sell their stocks.
There's a fear.
And then for the housing market, they have housing bubble. So when it's bubble is when people get scared and they start selling the home undervalue. That's the housing bubble. So just give you the definition, nothing else.
No, that's a different.
Bubble burst. Right.
Bubble is when people can't afford it, yes, right, which means the values, the actual value, what they can afford it, affordability, and the one is actual. So that we say earlier, if people losing job, it's one advice for everybody is what? Here, watch the labor market. The last one, watch the labor market. When people cannot afford the housing payment, spending, and they will panic, and the affordability, which means they only have a $2,000 while it's expanding is a $5,000, right? So that thing is out of affordability. That is creating bubble. The home price going up, even $1 million go to $2 million doesn't mean a bubble. As long we can make more income, this the difference is making it. We got a big bubble and a bubble. Bubble is something is real, and something is the air in the between, and the top is a layer, just like the balloon. There's nothing to base on, but they have a something cover. If we have a base is your income. Base is a need or the demand, and you can create the income. So, but anyway, I'm talking about we need to be in survival mode. Let me talk about this one. Focus, and you can advise a seller, a buyer. I think it's right here. Okay, if they have a houses, maybe multiple houses, 4 or 5 houses. It's time you can educate them and tell them, okay, you can sell. That's how we go into radio and social media. Say you can sell, and they say, oh, sell. So what will I do with the money? Convert your investment into income property. Again, what is it? You need an income in a survival mode. Turn it into rental property. If you can sell single home, invest into apartment. Okay, so create the income so you can survive through the mode. And after the market going up, that's when it's going up for sure and going higher. But you need the income during the crisis. People panic. You don't panic because you have an income. If what happened today, if everything, remember 2008 or 09, people panic because people lose job. They have a house, they have to pay. They bought a house with the bad loans, they have things. But they don't have money to pay. That's why they throw away. So today is with the mortgage equity, the high equity, we mean access. With the low interest rate, they already locked in. And if you can help them to convert the house they have, put it vacant, stop flipping properties, go into invest into rental property where you can create the income. When you have money, you're happy, you smile, and you drink coffee every morning, you smile because you have an income coming. Well, people is panic, you have money. I'm talking about we try to be knowledgeable so we can be happy. We be realistic. We don't need to be hurry, sell property and then invest into stock. People don't lose the money too long because inflation, let's say 8.5% today, maybe 11% inflation by the end of this year. Why we have to sell the property and you leave it there, cash there, to lose 11%? And some people say, no, I don't lose. I invest into stock. Look like you shift from stable investment into the risk, very high risk. Turn that one to the income because you sustain there. You need to survival so you can thrive. Again, I invest into this company from first day $10,000, put aside thing. Why is it in crisis I spend $10,000 why I have only $15,000 in the account? Because of course I have planning, but that is where they can produce the income. At that time, if somebody asked me, can you put $10,000 in the stock? I said, no. I spend $10,000 because I can create the income. I don't care, the whole company, at that time, not a company, can never longer exist. But that can produce income. So you tell your clients, how many properties do you have? Okay, you have one, okay, keep it. How much, can you afford it? Keep it. And you need to what? You need to find income, not to sell. You know, I told many people different ways, right? When a crisis, when there's a problem, one of the things is you need to expand, or you need saving. Saving is of course we do the money management, right? Look into your bill, you expand in a household. In the business, you look into your advertising, your cost of things, and also you look into the things how to expand it. You don't just saving. Selling is you retracting. Look it back. Again, looking for income producing property. Can you tell your clients? If someone wants to worry, sell it, but buy me this one. Buy something that produces income, because if you lose a job, you have an income and you don't panic. The family is still there. They don't separate. They don't get a divorce. The people divorce because they lose a monthly income. They don't have food on the table and they're fighting. You need a monthly income. So the good thing is, now market is still good because it's healthier, seller and buyer. And now you can convert your real estate into invest income property, not just growing 5-10% anymore. Slow down. Do it. Okay, so that's it. I think we are longer. Thank you so much, everybody.
Question. I think, are we ending it already?
Yes, we are about to end it. You can talk. Yes.
Well, you know, I feel that the meeting is like I feel some mixed emotions over here regarding are we in the middle of the crisis, or has it come, or is it here? Because I think we're all we're all in the different level here. You know, some may be like they're already experiencing it. Others that have not experienced it. I mean, where are we? Because I feel the conversation is we're having some mixed emotions. Some have fears, some have like hope, and some are like I'm gonna go gung ho because it's an opportunity. So where are we right now? Are we in the middle?
We're not in a crisis yet.
We're not in a crisis yet. So why don't we prepare? You know, why don't we have a?
We just prepare ahead of time. People, I know this the first time of people it just predict something's not happening.
Right. So what I'm saying is, why don't we have a mindset that before it comes we're ready? Because you know what I'm saying.
Who's predicted?
I don't know. I know it's a lot of people be predicted. I know because Alex, I just picked up. Alex said a lot of mixed emotion. So I say, if someone is those whose worry is predicted, just predicted.
I don't see it yet. But it's coming. We know that. But we have to have a mindset that hey, you know what? Let's take advantage before it comes. You know.
Yes.
Let's not sit back and let it happen.
Just prepare. Okay. Prepare shifting your, for example, advisor shifting something. Shift yourself mindset go first. And then look into organized model as your business, and it's organization business. Let's say you need to team up properly, and then you need to lead generation, because lead generation create the income. As a realtor, you look into that one because you need to prepare, but you don't panic because it's not there yet.
Well, I did see this in 1999, 2001, and 2008, and then also in 2017 and 18. So I think it's always been like being prepared what's coming, and this is like it's good that you have like a state of the Pacificwide address here that it's coming. You're preparing everybody. So what I've seen and what have worked for me is that you gotta stay in the business. You gotta be ahead, a step ahead of everybody. So you don't step back and watch. You just take an action.
Great. Agree.
If I may add, only because I have a vested interest here with Andres and Josh, the slide that you have up there behind you, Leon, whatever you focus on is where you will feel. You said, Alex, that the room is divided. And it should be divided because there are those that have already gone through it, us, and those that have not and don't know what to expect or even know that something is in fact happening. So for us, we just need to forget about the fact that it could get pretty bad because there are opportunities. But for the young ones and the inexperienced ones, please be aware that there is something happening. But as mentioned earlier, it's not a crash. It's not even a bubble. It's simply a shift. And if we can read and make sure that we're not just reading whatever is out there, but fact check, make sure that it's really from a credit-worthy source, then you will understand what's going on. There's a lot of people out there putting out articles just as panic, and that's where the half of the room is panicked.
Exactly.
And there are other sources that are really giving good data, such as what we've gotten from Leon, where it's not a crash. So don't be worried, but be vigilant of what you're reading, because what goes into your mind is what's going to come out, whether you're being optimistic or whether you're being pessimistic or whether you're in an anxiety mode. It's merely shift your tactics so that we can continue the business of real estate. Exactly. Something is happening, but it's not crashing.
Okay, yes.
Thank you for that, Zoe. Thank you.
Excellent. So again, who we are a very sexy realtor. we dance with the market, okay? We dance market. And our professional, we have to educate our clients.
You gotta follow with the dance. You believe in yourself.
Okay, thank you everybody. Have a good day.
You rock, you rock.
We should do that video. We all gonna dance and sing that song. You ready for the dance?
I know Mr. Leon was gonna start dancing.
John, why you still pick the last one?
Oh man, I hope I pick mine.
Okay, Zoom, you get a ticket for the Zoom too. Oh yeah. Yeah.
The Zoom people stay. You guys gonna get ticket for the lottery too. Don't go away. Don't go away, Zoom people. We're gonna read you the number so you remember your number, okay? So remember your number so in case you win.
Maybe the other two.
There are 1, 6, Sally, Linda.
Josh, get my number, get my ticket.
Okay.
I'll take Sally's, I'll take Andre.
Sally, Linda, and Trace. Okay.
So 6. So there are 6 people.
We can't get in.
Leon, I think that's the next t-shirt, company t-shirt.
Yeah.
Sexy realtors in the house.
Okay. That's good, huh? Excellent thing.
Alright, I don't know which one they want. Which one's which?
Sexy realtor.
I mean, if one of them wins, I don't know who to decide.
Yeah, no, for Andre and Shelly.
I know, but I don't know. What if one of them wins? I haven't picked.
Okay, so you just pick Shelly and Andre.
Okay.
Từ đã con đã.
No, but
Ủa
we need...
Trâm là ai vậy? Trâm Nguyễn là ai vậy? Là Trâm hả? No. Okay.
They ghi tên. We'll write the name on the. Oh, you don't forget.
Yeah, write your name on both tickets.
We write your name on your lottery and Sally, Andres, and Linda. The fact that you have to come here and get the prize.
Linda.
We'll take the prize for you.
Annie.
Chị 2 lần đúng một chỗ.
Như là em á hả?
We'll take the gift for you.
Ủa chị Như là
Em là những kìa.
Rồi chị chụp rồi. Okay, so we let the new Asian to do that for us today, okay?
The new agent.
Yay!
So my first day here.
Yes. Let's pick yourself. Let's pick yourself.
Oops, that'll do.
That's the solution.
747-375.
Okay, so the last 3 digits is 375.
Alex.
All right, so okay, the winner will choose the new winner.
All right, Alex, time to return the favor.
Lucky number.
Time to return the favor.
Josh.
3, 8, 3.
The Zoom.
Oh, it's
The Zoom people.
It's one of the Zoom.
You get 1 ticket.
Who?
You? Kevin.
Kevin, you. So okay, the last one will come back with Asian.
All right.
Seeing the new.
Kevin Newell. Kevin.
All right.
Okay, let's pick yours. Okay. Woo! The last 3 digits.
747-385. That's Sally's.
Which one?
Sally, you won.
385.
Sally!
You're wrong.
So 2 people on Zoom win today.
Xong rồi chị.
I would like to transfer my winnings.
Hả?
I would like to transfer my winnings
Yeah, sure.
to Anna.
Me? I should choose another award.
Good, good, good. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally.
Hi everyone, and it is
Everyone, stay focused. Why you stay focused? You
We're not
feel
done
it.
yet. Hey, Nam ngồi xuống. I see something for you. I just saw it.
yeah. So this is the time for the reward, and these are the award for top producers in Q1.
Everybody quiet down so
Okay, everybody, focus on the announcer.
Yeah. So the first award winner is the team Dan Heng and
Yay, Nam, come
Ariane, you will be the person presenting.
Okay. Thank you, Nam, and then congratulations again. Thank you, everybody.
Yay! Okay.
Okay, excellent. Who's the next one?
The next one
Minh Châu Nguyễn.
Who is she?
Okay, Helen, you're just MC. Okay,
Thank you, everyone.
Who's the third one?
That was Trina.
Okay, she's not here. Okay, we send her home. Now, who's the winner? Who was the winner today?
Me.
You? Okay, Sally, and it's a